When I started at Carbolite, because we're a very small number of personnel there, again, say 40 to 50, it was very much, how do I say, a bit of a cottage industry. We weren't the global big boys as what we are today. We were quite on the small side, but well known. And probably we were well known. I think more people around globally wouldn't imagine the size of Carbolite in which we were. And even to this day, it's strange. And my wife's and a friend were going to Manchester on the train. And she knew I worked at Carbolite. And I think I was abroad at the time. And they came past on the train, past Carbolite. And my wife's friend said to her, "I can't believe that, Keith is abroad somewhere." And my wife said, "Well, it's not only Keith, there's probably 3 or 4, because we were abroad all the time." And she says, I can't believe it that this little factory in the middle of the heart of the Peak District is so globally known, and everybody's sort of drifting out. It was hard for this friend to understand, and this is coming from the mill as well. People would disappear. And I don't think people realised how successful Carbolite was. I think Carbolite's name is globally respected. And this is not in the last 10 years. It's been respected for best part of 50 years. And I'll give you one example. A friend of mine, her brother worked in South Africa, and he always said he was an engineer, and he said to me, we were out at a function once, and he knew I worked at Carbolite, and he says, "Carbolite turn up everywhere." And I said, "What do you mean?" He says, "Well," he says, "I was walking down past this laboratory in South Africa, and he was quite a tall guy, and he could see through the window, and he says, sat there was a row of Carbolite furnaces, and he says, I had to have a little smile to myself." And over the years, I remember the same situation in Taiwan. I was out there commissioning an iron ore furnace, and I basically sort of went to the loo and came back, and being a bit nosy as I am, I was sort of trying to look into places, and sat in the corner was a row of Carbolite furnaces. Globally, they're all over the place, and you really. It's always surprised me where you can find a Carbolite furnace. And I'll give you another example. I was in the States, and at the time, we were on contract to Prizer Scientific. And again, this was a CAF video. And this guy says, we're going to repair this furnace. And I said, okay. And it was near Idaho, that area. And we set off in the car, and we drove 30 miles down nowhere. And there was a turning on the left-hand side to a coking lab, which we missed. But besides the point, we have to turn around and coming back, and sat in this laboratory in the middle of the desert was a laboratory full of Carbolite furnaces. They were all over the place.
I mean, we find that, today we're always looking and thinking about reach, and it's easy sometimes to look out and see Carbolite being mentioned on the World Wide Web.
Yes.
People can post about their latest scientific experiment from a university lab, but in those days, clearly, It wasn't until a paper was released that we knew they'd actually used the Carbolite furnace, or we got a PO asking for a Carbolite furnace. So.
I do remember an instance. There was a programme on the BBC. It was called Tomorrow's World. I think we've all heard it. And basically, there was rumours that was a Carbolite furnace on Tomorrow's World. So everybody's glued to the TV, you know, and great excitement, you know, with a small number of staff. And sure enough, was it Raymond Baxter? Somebody used to do that, didn't he? And they wanted to heat treat something. And sure enough, straight in front of them was a Carbolite furnace. Opened the door, popped it in. We were delighted. We couldn't believe it that we'd been on BBC, primetime TV, and having a Carbolite furnace. But they turn up everywhere. It's great.
Good.